When scouting for a location for your next LARP event, or any LARP event that you may be having, there's only 3 words that you really need to understand. And that's called location, location, location. And also it helps to do it not in the middle of winter when snowbanks are up to your knees. Crossing streams are always also fun. When you're scouting out your next realm for any event that you may be holding, some of the things to look for in realms would be such as clearings, if it has possibly natural waterways, springs, creeks. Also, you may be looking for heavily wooded areas, and off to my other side over here, some form of plains, grassland, somewhere where you can possibly set up a town or an NPC village or even the main village. These are always good things to look for when you're scouting out a new realm. One of the other things you might want to look for, you want to make your realm as dynamic as possible. So elevation changes, as you can see behind me here, are always a good way to do that. Some people may hold the high ground and they need to storm the top, or some people may need to be coming down. Now, when you're scouting out for realms in your area, don't be discouraged if you can't find lots of acreage or possibly even heavily wooded or realms that you think might be the ideal place. Usually, a local park will work just fine for an outpost or for a battleground. Make sure you check with your the park administrators to make sure that it would be okay to host your events there, though. Now, if you are lucky enough to have areas such as this big several hundred acre place that we are actually at right now, it's always a good thing to check with the Department of Natural Resources or the DNR to make sure that you can host your events there. Also, in some places it's called the Bureau of Land Management, so, or the BLM. So make sure you could check with them, because more than likely they are happy to work with you to say yes, you can do it, or no, we're trying to not have that kind of activity at this location. So again, just check with your local authorities to make sure that wherever you decide you want to have a realm or you want to host games, that it'll be a decent place, for one, and legal.
Like Ronan was saying, with the permission to get land usage, it's a very crucial thing, and it's kind of a gray area in a lot of situations. What happens is a club or a group or a promoter will ask for permission to do a LARP event well before it's time. And what I mean by that is they'll contact the land manager and they'll say, I would like to host a LARP event. And what the land manager is going to think is thousands of people, hundreds of cars, you know, chaos basically, because they're going to think of it in the worst case scenario. When in reality, most of the time, we only have 20, 30 people, less, maybe a little bit more, and we don't have a lot of cars. We don't have a lot of things to worry about. So asking for permission at the wrong time can lead to unnecessary permits, the landowner saying, no, you can't do it because you asked for permission, and then you say, well, we really don't have that many people. Once you have to backtrack on that kind of stuff, it can ruin a relationship that you're trying to build. So asking permission at the right time is kind of essential to this kind of thing. Now, every situation is a little bit different, but overall, you don't want to ask for permission too early. You want to build your group up first. If you're just getting started, don't pick a 600-acre park like this. Go to your local park, do it in a backyard, do a battleground, start there, go with an outpost, grow your group. That's more important than getting these huge realms right away. If you have 12 people over 600 acres, it's not going to be a good game because you don't have the player base for this type of realm. It's too big. And this isn't actually even a realm. We can't do overnight games here, so this would actually still be considered an outpost. But these are some very crucial things that we can help you with at LARPcraft. Ask us if you have a question, if you have a location in mind. Private message one of us or talk about it in the forums, because we can all help each other build better games and get better locations without burning bridges. And that is very crucial to having successful LARP events.